All right, and we move on here. We got Alphabet earnings as well, another big name. Those shares are down in the after hours. Remember, nice run into this print, Julie. The stock was up about 10% this year, more than 50% in the last 12 months. Initial reaction, we're down here. EPS 164, that's a beat. The street was closer to 159. On revenue, 86.31 billion, also a beat. Street was at closer to 85.36 billion. Cloud is interesting because remember that disappointed last time they reported, but this time 9.19 billion, that's also a beat. But some interesting questions here. There's obviously the move here in part was this kind of general, more positive, optimistic outlook about the general kind of advertising environment in 2024. I think you'd be looking for more questions about the cloud business as well and what they see ahead.
Did you say the ad revenue number already?
I did not.
Okay, so ad revenue here at $65.5 billion, 65.8 is what analysts were looking for. And to your point, there was a lot of attention on that, and from what I was seeing from a lot of the previews, a lot of optimism around ad spending. So the fact that that number missed, and obviously that number is a big number for the company. That's the biggest source of its revenue. So that is something that I think people are paying attention to here, that miss in the ad revenue, perhaps one of the things responsible for that quick drop that we are seeing in the shares.
Yeah, and AI is a very I mean, listen, that'll be in focus again. It's a bit different than Microsoft in that when you talk about AI, and we're about to, going to speak to some smart financial analysts, the question is kind of like, all right, what's the contribution like, right? With Google, I think it's a way more sort of interesting conversation about, as AI develops, how much does that kind of upend and redefine traditional search?
Yes.
And what that kind of means for Google?
Most definitely. And what's that going to do to their advertising revenue as a result of that? Sundar Pichai, his statement here in the earnings release, he says, we're pleased with the ongoing strength in search and the growing contribution from YouTube and cloud. Each of these, kind of to your point, is already benefiting from our AI investments and innovation. As we enter the Gemini era, he says the best is yet to come, Gemini, their generative AI offering. Although he only said AI once in his sentence.
Just wait for the conference call,
Satya said it 3 times, so I don't think we can read anything into that. But it is, obviously, AI is going to be a very large part of the discussion. Initial first blush, as we look at the drop here, there was so much hope. And sometimes these companies do come out and surpass those expectations. But at least at first blush here, it doesn't look like that Alphabet has in particular with that 4% drop.
Yeah, we'll see. Also, it'll be interesting. Another question, there's going to be some changes in the C-suite at this company. Ruth Porat, remember, she already announced, obviously a well-respected CFO, who's going to be the replacement. There are some analysts, Julie, who see that as a potential catalyst ahead when they finally name that CFO.
Right, we'll be watching to see if there are any indications that we end up getting about who.
For sure.